Yo, what's good, Colorado? This is Steve Matthews. I'm with Earl Grant. This is Sports Headz. Welcome to another show, Real Talk with the Sports Headz. We're coming at you with a live show today. We got a very good topic, popular topic out here in the Colorado, the Broncos. So Earl, tell them what we got in store for today.
Well, this is our Broncos breakdown show. I'm glad that all sports fans and definitely that the Broncos heads, Broncos Nation have tuned in. We're going to start off with analyzing the loss in last year's AFC divisional game, the loss to the Baltimore Ravens.
You just have to make moves in the secondary, which I feel like the Broncos have done to improve just the overall way we cover the field. Safety play was really underachieved last year. You know?
One thing I can say, watching that game in the first and second quarter, I told myself, you know, Baltimore's offensive coaching staff obviously saw something in the film to where they devised their game plan to attack the Broncos secondary with the deep ball. That's one area that I did take out of that game. What other improvements outside of the secondary do the Broncos need to make if they want to get to the Super Bowl?
I mean, overall, the running game has to be a little bit more effective. You know, pass rush wise, overall, just defensively. Like, we had a good year statistically, but you've just seen in certain games earlier in the season where offensive were able to have their way with our defense. Overall, you know, you got Von Miller, but you got to have more of a pass rush. Where I feel like we did address some of that in free agency. Speaking of that, I look at some of the guys we brought in, like Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, that can help that defense out, that help the secondary cover a little bit better. Who are some guys you're looking at?
Yeah, it's funny that you talk about free agency. And you did mention the inability of the Broncos to have an effective running attack in that playoff loss. They didn't average 4 yards a carry, and that's something that you need to do in a close game like that. I look at Luis Vasquez, the guard that they took from the San Diego Chargers. Here's a guy who's in the prime of his career. He has the frame. He started close to, approximately 30-plus games in his career. And one thing that I did find to be a staggering statistic is Luis has only been penalized twice as an offensive lineman, and one of those flags was picked up and it wasn't a penalty. So what that tells me is that this kid has the fundamentals and he has the technique. I believe that he's going to provide Peyton with some good pass protection, but more effective blocking from him in the running game is really going to make the Broncos a better team in short yardage situations. And you alluded to the inability to get to, Joe Flacco standing back there in the pocket in the playoff game. How does Sean Phillips affect, the ability to get to the quarterback and really the ability to bottle up the opposing run game also?
Big pickup, Sean Phillips, huge pickup, another guy we stole from San Diego. He definitely will bring a little bit to the table, like you said, with stopping the run, which is great. He also is an effective pass rusher. He's been in the league 10 years. He has 69.5 sacks for his career. That's good numbers. He's always been productive. I remember him being a Bronco fan. I remember this guy, Phillips, being quite a thorn in the Broncos side over the years, and I think he's going to be really effective. I think he's kind of the perfect void filler for, DJ Williams we lost, and Elvis Denver. Yeah.
Okay, so we think that should be a good acquisition. At the end of the day, what it all comes down to is the Broncos are built to win now or nothing. How does the addition of Wes Welker affect the Broncos in their mission to get a championship? Really, what I want to know, I want you to let the people know, is Wes Welker the missing link to the Broncos getting to the Super Bowl?
Oh, man, most definitely. That pickup was absolutely huge. I think it definitely turns the tide in the AFC, if you ask me. He's just production. He's just written all over him. He had 118 catches last year, 122 the year before that. You piece that with Peyton Manning, you got Demaryius Thomas on the edge, you have Eric Decker. We already averaged 33 points last year a game. To me, I don't see how we can't score 40. He's going to catch the ball. Peyton Manning has always been good with his seam players. It's just, to me, it's a match made in heaven.
One area I see Welker helping out is on third and short.
Oh, man.
If for whatever reason, if the Broncos are having trouble running the ball in the big game, or the run D is just, giving you A+ performance, the ability to have a veteran who's played in big games and made big plays that can convert those third and shorts, third and mediums for you. If we go back to Peyton's days in Indianapolis, he had Dallas Clark he liked to go to on third down. And, obviously Marvin Harrison was a big-time third down guy, too. I think Welker brings that to the table. So those are some of the free agent acquisitions that the Broncos made, and we like those guys. Now let's move ahead to the NFL draft that just took place a few weeks ago. I'm going to toss it to you on our first-round selection, Sylvester Williams, the defensive tackle out of North Carolina. What does he bring to the table as far as his skill set and abilities? And since the Broncos are a team that need to win now, the window is closing, is he going to make an impact this season?
I think Big Boy could definitely make an impact, man. I see a lot of playmaker in him from the highlights I've seen of him. I've seen him play a couple years or a couple games this year. He's a big guy. He's gonna give you a punch, pass rush wise. He also can fill that hole and stop the run. Del Rio, he likes those big guys that can move around.
Very true.
I think he's gonna work out really good with the scheme that the Broncos are running now. I just look at guys like Vince Wilfork, the Warren Saps, the guys that just were able to just make the whole line impacted and shift the whole line with just their punch. I think Williams has a lot of that in him. He's gonna make plays for us, most definitely.
Yeah, and that's one thing that the Broncos have lacked. Over the past, I think who was the last real impactful interior lineman that was a disruptive force?
It's been a while. Keith Trevor Price.
Trevor Price was the last guy that they really had,
time ago.
Tearing it up on the inside.
Most definitely. Looking at it, we got a steal a gem, I believe, in Monty Ball out of Wisconsin. He's been a productive back his whole, almost could have won a couple Heismans, I feel like. What do you like about him?
Well, for people who don't know, I'm a big time Big Ten fanatic. Monty Ball is a monster. One thing that you will see, he is old school, and when I say old school, he gets north and south. He makes one cut, he makes that cut, and then he's going to punish the defender, and he finishes off runs, okay? We're not going to see, the Noshawn Moreno type of runs where he gets hit and gains no yards after contact. This kid's going to get yards after contact. This guy scored more collegiate touchdowns than any player in NFL history. When the Broncos get in the red zone, get inside the 10-yard line, this guy is going to be a weapon. He's going to be an option that other defensive coordinators, they're going to have to game plan around this guy. I believe he is going to make an impact. And, I don't have to tell you Broncos lifers, I don't have to tell you, Elway and the Broncos turned the corner and won those 2 Super Bowls with the emergence of Terrell Davis in the running game.
He's been getting a lot of, comparisons to TD, and I can see it. A lot of guys will look at a running back now and it's all about 40 times. What is this, 44, 2, 4, 3? Ball, he did his 40 was a 4.7, but on the field, his game speed is a lot faster. He will be able to break away from plays. I think he's going to make plays, like you said. He helps you in the red zone. He can receive the ball out of the backfield. I like what he's going to bring to the table.
This is a guy who Wisconsin relied to carry the ball 25, 30 times a game, and he answered the bell night in and night out on the collegiate level. So I think he will make a very smooth transition into this scheme and this system.
Definitely.
With all that said, the only thing that matters at the end of the day is where are the Broncos going to be at when Super Bowl Sunday comes around? Are they going to be on the field for the coin toss, or are they going to be at home or at the sports bar watching the big game, Blade? What do you think? What do you think?
Book it, man. Broncos, we going to New York, Super Bowl. We going to be there. I'm going to be there. I hope maybe you can be there too. But Broncos are going to be there. I'm calling it now. 13-3, 14-2 type season. The continuity these guys have going, it's just crazy. And then the acquisitions of the Wes Welkers, having a nice draft. I think we shored up some things with our secondary. Maybe not so much safety. We'll see how that plays out. But just overall depth, coaching.
Well,
we're gonna be there.
I know this may be a little off topic, but I will say adding a Rogers Cromartie.
Yeah.
Okay. Adding our 3rd round draft pick, Webster.
Yeah.
If anything, there's going to be more competition in the secondary, and sometimes you need competition to breed the best out of different individuals. So I do think the secondary will improve. Sports Heads, thank you for joining us. Real Talk with the Sports Heads. I'm Earl Grant.
I'm Stephen Matthews. Appreciate you.
Be looking out for more shows coming from us. One thing, Broncos fans, that you can be looking forward to is we will be doing a show-by-show preview as we will analyze the Broncos' regular season schedule game by game. Look at the matchups, and then, Steve will say if he feels they're going to win that game or lose that game, and I'll be giving you our prediction as well. Thank you for tuning in with us. Real Talk with the Sports Heads. You guys enjoy your weekend. We'll see you next time.
Colorado. Peace.